What's up, guys? It's Midsolving back with another video talking about Outriders again while this Boomtown gameplay runs in the background. Really quickly, I just wanted to go over the end game of Outriders and some ideas I had to just kind of add content without too much work really for the devs on adding the content. Obviously, I don't know what work actually goes into it, but as far as not implementing new classes, abilities, characters, maps, any of that, these are some things that I came up with, and I hope that other people will listen to them and consider sharing with me any ideas that they have for new endgame content that could be added to Outriders so that we don't just keep doing the same expeditions over and over again. So the first one is basically adding New Game Plus to Campaign. So make it so Campaign can be played at level 50 with gear level 50 against basically CT15 enemies, and allow Campaign to drop us more legendaries and give us some drops so that we can run through Campaign, play a lot more content on a harder difficulty with better drops, and make it worth our while. And then the other two are a little more fleshed out and just need a little more. There's more to it than just adding a new difficulty to Campaign. The first one is making a type of Horde mode, but of course I want their own spin on Horde mode, where obviously if you don't know what Horde mode is, it's basically just, or zombies in Call of Duty or whatever you want to call it. It's the enemies are just endlessly coming at you in waves and you kill as many as you can. Now, I think a great way to add to this would be to use one of People Can Fly's old games, Bulletstorm. Something that Bulletstorm did was give you challenges as you went through all the waves. So I think a game like Outriders could really benefit from that. So if a challenge came up on the screen to you and your two teammates and said, get 10 kills with Toxic, so then the Techno had to be the one to focus 10 kills, and your teammates sort of had to work together to make sure that you got the kills, or kill the Broodmother with Toxic, and maybe like one Broodmother spawns, and so the Techno has to be the one to finish it. Things like that, like different challenges pop up and you reward points. You could have leaderboards for the points between your friends and people worldwide, and see who gets the most points on each map. You could just close off different areas of different expeditions that already exist and let the enemies spawn there endlessly, have different boss waves and let it get harder and harder. So that's my idea for that. And then my third one would be for a PvP mode. Now, PvP doesn't exist, I think, for good reason. I think it would be extremely unbalanced to have people pick their classes and play against each other. They can't even really balance PvE that well right now, so balancing PvP against each other would be really impossible. So my idea for a PvP mode would be something similar to Left 4 Dead 2 or Beast mode from Gears of War, where there's 3 people running an expedition, and then there's 3 people on the other team who get to spawn in as enemies, which obviously this would be a lot more difficult for them to implement quickly, but just imagine you and your friend get to choose if you want to be an alpha, a crawler, or a captain, or some other enemy, and you kind of just get to go and fight the players who are trying to go through the expedition. You would have to work together strategically to try and take them out one by one. And of course, it would be fairly easy for them to kill you as they do now, because you'd still have the same amount of health as the regular enemies and stuff, but you controlling it, you'd obviously be more effective than the AI. So I think spawning in over and over again until maybe they get to the last room where you only get 1 life or whatever it is on the expeditions would be a really fun mode. And I think that would allow us to have PvP without having to worry about the character balancing and the class balancing of actually fighting and shooting each other. And this could maybe give a ton of loot to the winning team, maybe a drop pod to the winning team, regardless of which side it is. It would allow people to play together, play against other people, and have more of a challenge. It would add a lot to the end game, I think. I think it would be really fun. So those are just some ideas I had that I just wanted to share for endgame content that could be added. And if anybody else has any ideas for what could be done to the expeditions or other things that could be added, please tell me in the comments. Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Consider subscribing to my channel. I post videos every day, and I also stream every day at twitch.tv/Midsolving. That's all for this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't think I am either, RK. I was actually just telling that